Hey there, hey, just want to talk a little bit about a jazz chord, the E major 9 chord. You can find this chord chart online pretty much anywhere. But I want to talk about a different way to play it, in which you kind of hold it like this instead. But you're muting the A string, this fifth string, you're holding down the fourth, but you're kind of blocking that A string. You're not allowing it to ring out, so that when you strum it, and more specifically, this is played in the song St. Patrick's Day by John Mayer. And there's a cool jazz progression. So you can just keep that there, but then you can go. I think in this case, yeah, you would need to, I guess, still be muting that A string. I guess in this case, what I'm doing is, and I didn't even realize I was doing this as I play it, but you're muting the A string now with your thumb. So you're holding down the sixth string, but now you're muting it with that. So it's like muting it like this first. And you can kind of keep the same shape, but you're going to wrap this thumb up here, and you're going to grab, so you can still strum it, but you're now blocking that. So I think that's kind of the idea. I don't want to go too far with that because that's kind of hard enough already, learning how to mute. But it's kind of cool, one, to be able to do something like this, and then to be able to wrap your thumb all the way to where you're not only playing a bass note, but you're also canceling out. Now the full progression goes like this. St. Patrick's Day by John Mayer is one of my favorite tunes. That's just like the very beginning part of it. If you get I have a music book by Room, it's Room for Squares, his first album, and it tells you all these chords. It's a great way to learn, they have chord charts, it's a great way to learn new chords, get exposure to new chords. Now, I can't remember the names of each one of those. Amanda, that's E major 9. And sometimes these complicated chords, they can have more than one name depending on what key you're in. So it gets a little complicated. It's still worth it. Another thing I do is I get jazz guitar books, like solo guitar jazz. Kind of like in classical music, they have these solo guitar books where you can play all the parts by yourself. Jazz has that too, so jazz solo guitar. You can learn a lot of cool new chords that way. There's chord charts usually in those books. You can just be exposed to some new phrasings of some really cool chords. So that's, anyways, today's more about this progression, and more specifically learn how to play that E major 9 in a different way. Try to give you a look at some of these other chords. That's a cool chord. Kind of like passing chords. Sorry, I think I did that wrong. So let's see, it goes. There we go. It's kind of hard to see. And this last one is a really cool. So I'm grabbing that G up here, and then down here it's. So St. Patrick's Day by John Mayer. It's just a way to kind of get some exposure to some cool passing tones and jazz chords. It also sounds, sometimes jazz songs can get a little bit I don't know, they don't always sound great, some of them, or maybe I've never heard them, like they're written in like the 30s or 40s. And so this is one that I already kind of knew. Anyway, John Mayer, Room for Squares is a great book to get for learning, like the music book, for learning some cool guitar, some new guitar shapes and stuff like that. So just kind of wanted to share that. The E major 9, a major 9 chord are some of my favorites. All right, thanks so much.